This is the 3D VIEW-MASTER cartoon favorite, Godzilla, King of Monsters, in Godzilla's Rampage. Most days, the Pacific Ocean lies as peaceful as its name. Ships pass serenely from the west coast of the United States to the Pacific's major island chains, Hawaii, Japan. But catch the action in Reel 1. Picture 1. Who could have predicted it? 1 minute, passengers aboard a US cruise vessel were gazing at the horizon and discussing Honolulu's vacation fun. The next minute, they were scrambling for their lives. Strange, blood-curdling roars punctured the Pacific's calm. Roar! The ship, flaming suddenly like a torch, was going down. Only a few lucky souls managed to grab onto life rafts. "What the? Did you see it?" cried one survivor as he pulled himself aboard a raft. "Yeah, but I don't believe it," yelled another. Picture 2. Quiet again, the ocean currents swept the pontoons north toward a small island. Natives spotted the rafts and rushed to pull them ashore. Exhausted and mumbling something about a monster spitting fire, the tattered crew collapsed on the sand. Picture 3. "Here, take this. It should ward off any infection." Dr. Wesley Morris quickly checked pulses and gave orders as the survivors sprawled on the beach. "Hey, what's a dog doing out here in the middle of nowhere?" asked one of the men. "Let's say I'm doing research," said Morris, "and you can help by telling me just what happened." "Yes, what about this monster?" chimed in Penny Morris. She and her brother Ned had accompanied their dad to the beach. "He came out of the water, green and scaly like a lizard," said a woman. "But huge, say 400 feet tall." Others confirmed her story. Dr. Morris and the kids headed for their compound. Picture 4. Halfway across the island, a tropical storm burst over them. Struggling against typhoon-like winds, the three took refuge in a cave. Picture 5. Next morning, they started out again. But what was this? An enormous 3-toed footprint. Picture 6. Arr! Looking up, Dr. Morris and the kids saw a huge, scaly green head staring at them over the ridge. Smoke poured from its mouth. "No doubt now," exclaimed Morris. "It's Godzilla." Picture 7. Abruptly, the monster turned and stomped out to sea. Dr. Morris grabbed his binoculars. The scientist had been tracking Godzilla since the day a nuclear blast woke the prehistoric creature from eons of suspended animation beneath the ocean's floor. Next day, a rescue plane arrived to take the survivors back to Hawaii. Radios were buzzing the news. A sea monster had been seen off the west coast. Quick, switch to Reel 2. Picture 1. Sure enough, at dusk that day, Godzilla rose out of the sea in Puget Sound, Washington. Picture 2. Back at the Morris compound, Penny and Ned watched as the dog put final touches on his invention, the oxygen bomb. "This," Morris told them, "is the only weapon that can stop Godzilla." Picture 3. But would it be too late to save Seattle? Lumbering out of Elliott Bay, Godzilla capsized 2 ships en route to the city center. Picture 4. A railroad bridge got in the way, so the mammoth beast crushed it with his tail. Billowing, he grabbed a boxcar and threw it into the bay. Picture 5. Rah! Workers near the dock fled in terror. Who could stop this invading juggernaut now? Picture 6. Seeing Seattle's famous Space Needle, Godzilla lunged for it like a child grasping a new toy. The National Guard beamed searchlights at the huge reptile, seeking a target for their heavy weapons. Picture 7. Next morning, at Seattle Tacoma Airport, Dr. Morris, Penny and Ned arrived. Seattle's only hope, the oxygen bomb, was locked inside the scientist's attached case. Change to reel 3. Picture 1. The National Guard continued to mobilize against the monster. Cram, whoom, planes and tanks aimed heavy artillery at him. Godzilla, unhurt, fought back. Hurrah! A flaming ray shot from his mouth and turned a tank to cinders. Perhaps a result of the nuclear blast, which long ago awakened him, Godzilla's dragon, like breath, now carried the devastating fire of radiation. Picture 2. Cut the cute stuff and blast that radiant, hot-headed lizard. Radioed the guard commander. Tanks and jeeps fired in formation, but Godzilla spat back. Picture 3. Keep going, the commander shouted. He's out in Elliott Bay. Just try to scare him off. Whatever you do, don't. Roar! Berserk with pain, Godzilla grew more enraged with every blow. Bombs and bullets struck his scaly flesh and bounced off into the water. Picture 4. While the battle went on, Dr. Morris and the kids made their way to a secluded cove near the bay. Donning wetsuits, the three prepared to carry out their world-saving mission. Remember, you two, the important thing is to get the cable tied around his leg securely, said the doctor. Otherwise, he might flying it loose when he starts to struggle. I'll take care of the rest. But what if the monster moves before we get it tied? That's a chance we have to take, Ned, explained Dr. Morris. The risks are high, but so are the stakes. You know, kids, I never wanted to use the oxygen bomb under any circumstances. Its potential for destruction is as great as the nuclear device that started this whole mess. But now we have no choice. Godzilla must be stopped. With any luck, no one will ever know how we did it. Okay, Dad, said Penny, let's go. Picture 5. The three plunged into Elliott Bay and moved silently downward. There, in the gloom, Godzilla's feet rested sturdily on the bottom. Grasping the cable, Ned swam to one side of the creature's mammoth right leg. Penny pulled the cable to the other side, and the two swam toward each other, joining the cable where they met. Dr. Morris made the final attachments. Then, motioning the others to follow him to the surface, he activated his weapon. Picture 6. Suddenly, Godzilla's giant tail rose into the air and beat back against the water. Roar! The creature jerked and twisted violently, as if gasping for air. The oxygen bomb was working. Attention all units, called the guard commander. It looks like our monster's finally hurting. He's floundering around out there in the bay. Just hold your positions and keep your fingers crossed. Apparently beaten, the giant beast roared and bellowed until the earth itself shook. Picture 7. Safe on shore, Dr. Morris, Penny and Ned watched as Godzilla flipped over and blundered out to sea. a primitive life form displaced in time, he still retained his own curious dignity. He's going away, squawked the guard commander's bullhorn. Good work, men. We finally did it. What does he mean, we? Muttered Nat. Penny bit her lip. Gosh, Dad, seeing Godzilla struggle to breathe like that after what we did. Well, it makes me feel kind of sad. I know, the doctor nodded, but I'm sure you realize that thousands of lives were at stake. He could have destroyed Seattle, maybe even the world. He added thoughtfully, millions of years old, too tough to die. I have a feeling, somehow, that the world hasn't seen the last of Godzilla. We want to add new videos every day, so please subscribe to our channel.
And if you had fun, thumbs up.